have sought worldly intervention. Mother didn't deny it. That was her mistake. She was supposed to say no or something else. Something to deteriorate them. They gathered the congregation that night. We stood in front of everyone. My chest felt hollow. She has betrayed her faith, Joshua announced, and infected her daughter with doubt. Eyes turned toward me, not with sympathy, with calculation. Daniel wouldn't look at me. We were confined to the house for 3 days. No visitors, no food deliveries, just prayer pamphlets slipped under the door. On the third night, I heard men outside. Whispers. The word exile floated through the air, and also did the word purification. Mother locked the door and pushed a dresser against it. They won't hurt us, I said, but my voice sounded small. She looked at me like she wanted to believe that, but we both knew that it wasn't true. The annual watch was 2 days later. They insisted we attend for reconciliation. The church felt different that night. Heavier. Creepier. The windows were boarded. Lanterns flickered against wooden beams carved with a symbol I'd only just begun to notice. A circle split down the center. Completion through division. Josiah called my mother forward. She has chosen a man's medicine over God's miracle.